Okay, so I just got a download about COVID, and it's kind of funny, but the download was the reason why COVID is happening, the reason why the pandemic is happening is because people have trust issues. It's funny, but it's serious. My guys are like, no, can you say it? Like, yeah, it's funny, but can you, like, this is serious. This is happening because people have trust issues, and I will explain. People are worried about, you need to get snacks because if you don't, I'm not gonna be safe. And people are like, I'm not gonna get snacks, and you getting snacks is gonna make me unsafe, right? Because of, talking about shedding or whatever. Okay, anyway. And it would never happen if you believe that everybody chooses what's best for themselves. Everybody chooses what's best for themselves. You cannot tell somebody what is best for them because you are not them, right? And so if somebody says, no, I need to get snacks because that is what I believe. I'm sorry. That is what I believe is best for me, and this is how I believe I can serve my community. You have to trust them, okay? And if somebody comes to you and tells you, I am not gonna be snacks, I do not believe that is right for my body, and I'm not gonna do it, you have to trust and believe that that is what is best for them, okay? We're going to war with each other about what is best for humanity, but you don't need to be worried about humanity. You need to be worried about yourself. I'm sorry my voice is squeaking. It's just so funny to me. But it's true. My guides are like, but it's true. Okay, no, but seriously, for real. Okay, that is what we're worried about. The COVID pandemic. You're worried about other people getting you sick. You're not worried about yourself getting sick. I mean, you are worried about yourself getting sick, but you're really worried about someone else making you sick, right? Because if you were worried about yourself for real, if you were concerned with taking care of yourself, you would know that if you had a healthy diet, like if you care so much about your health, right, then you would have a healthy diet to make yourself healthy. You would do exercise and physical activity to make you healthy. You would take your vitamins if you needed to. You would be on your P's and Q's, crossing your T's and dotting your I's about what would make you healthy, right? So it wouldn't matter what people outside of you do to make you healthy. Oh my gosh, I'm getting distracted. A neighbor is walking by. You see how the universe sends people people to disrupt the flow anyway. But it's true. Okay, listen. The reason why the pandemic is so big, or COVID is so big, like, can we call it what it is? Like, this is for real. The reason why it's so big is because we do not trust people. The world has trust issues. I don't trust that you're doing what's best for you, and I cannot trust that you're going to do what's best for me. But if everybody's taking care of themselves, it wouldn't matter what other people says. See, we're getting down to the root of the issue, and it's bigger than the pandemic. The issue is people are trying to control other people instead of just controlling themselves. Okay? This is the problem right here, and it starts with trust. We do not trust humanity. We do not trust each other. We do not trust ourselves. Okay? Because we wouldn't need to give our consent, we would need to give our consent to bigger systems like the government or organizations and things like that if we didn't trust that we could get the problem solved on our own, okay? Or if we didn't think that we could fix things on our own, right? We create committees to get things done on a larger scale, okay? But when it comes to governing yourself, there are people who believe that they need someone else to do it for them. Like, they don't know what's best for them. They don't trust themselves, therefore they don't trust people outside of them. And when you don't trust yourself and you don't trust people outside of you, of course you're going to go to war, right? No, we need the government to to create plans and systems for us because we don't know how to do it ourselves. Please take care of me. Right? It's like, do you trust yourself? Of course, we are showing we do not trust each other because people are going to war with each other, saying that you're killing humanity by not getting snacks, or you're killing humanity by putting this garbage in your body, right? It's like, are you worried about yourself? And I get it, right? Like, I get it because I'm on the side that we do not need to be changing our DNA and putting this stuff in our body. So I get it. We're like, but we can't let these, like people, listen, for whatever reason, they want to do it. So why are we telling them they shouldn't? I guess the true war is we are saying we don't want it and they don't care. We need to say it louder because we trust ourselves. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then here's the thing. We can't be mad when people get it. We don't know who they are on the inside. Maybe they signed an agreement before they got here and they said, I'm going to do this. Okay? We don't know what roles people are playing. We should not be going to war about what people are doing with their bodies if they truly believe that they're doing the right thing. The only time we should be concerned is when people are underage, so they cannot cognitively think for themselves, right? But even then, if they're saying they don't want it, you need to leave them alone, okay? So we should not be making it mandatory in school settings. If the child doesn't want to do it, they don't want to do it, okay? And I feel like even still, as a child, if they say they did want it, it could be because they're hearing so much conversation in their household that they feel it is their duty to do it. You know what I mean? Like, let's leave people who are underage out of it. Let's talk about people who are consenting adults and unconsenting adults, okay? If someone says they want to do it, let them do it. If someone says they don't want to do it, they need to back off. Understand they are impeding on our rights when we say we don't want to do it and they try and make us do it anyway. That is demonic. That is lower vibrational entities saying you must do it, you have to do it. We need to trust each other. And if someone says, I do not feel this is best for me, that needs to be what it is. It's not what they feel is best for them. We need to trust them. And if someone says that, that is what's best for me, I need to do this, I want to do this, we need to let them do it. And again, you can have discernment. You can decide if you want somebody in your life or not in your life based on the decision you have made. Okay? Trust is for your highest and greatest good. And if you do still want to have people in your life and they still want to have you in their life, it's great. If somebody doesn't want to be in your life because of a decision, a sovereign decision you're making, you must let them go. You cannot control other people. Okay? So that is really the underlying, this is what's going on here. Okay? It has nothing to do with a virus, has nothing to do with people getting sick. It has nothing to do with any of that. Okay? Because again, I don't care if my neighbor is going to get deathly ill. I can take care of myself. I know what's best for myself. I will decide if being in their presence is good for me or bad for me. And if I decide it's bad for me, I should not be around them. Okay? So let's stop trying to tell people what to do with themselves. The only reason we should be getting upset is when it is being forced on somebody who doesn't want to do that. Okay? And again, if they are trying to say I'm not going to let you go to work if you don't do this, you need to find somewhere else to work. I get it. It is some ish, but you do not vibrationally align with where you work. Why would you stay? I get it. It's not fair. It's not right. But why? Okay, they're telling you they do not want you unless you are genetically modified. I get it. It sucks, but that's not who you are. If that's not who you want to be, why would you do not align with that place? And in the same breath, if they're saying that, you know, let's talk about people who are in school. You cannot go to school unless you do this. If you're like, okay, well, you know what? I really want to go to that school, so I'm just going to do it. And you trust and believe in your decision, cool, do it. And we should not be mad at people who are saying, well, this place is only going to let people go there that have it, so I guess I have to, you know, I have to do it. Okay? Go there if you want to go there. Don't go there. I get it. It's not fair. Okay? If they try and say you're going to be in trouble if you don't go to an institute based on you deciding what is best for your body, now that's a problem. Okay? But you understand what I'm saying? And again, when it comes to like, you know, like food places, right? They should be allowed to decide if they're going to make it, man, because I know where we're all going. We're thinking about, well, what if they, you know, with the passports, they're not going to let us do anything unless you have a passport, okay? Now, this is where it gets messy. Because who gets to decide that these people get to participate in life and these people don't? If that's the case, you need to let the people build institutions and stuff that mimic. This is going back to separate and not equal. Do you guys remember when they're like, okay, fine, we're not going to go to your school, but we should have a school that is just as good as yours. It's separate but equal. It's the same thing repeating itself over and over and over and over again. This time it is masked as a virus, but before it was segregation. White people versus black people, right? Do we not see the similarities? If you don't get vaxxed, you don't get to participate in society. If you're not white, you don't get to participate in society. It's the same thing in a different mask. It's like, okay, we've done the race thing. Check, we've done that. Now let's do a biological thing, right? Let's do a bodily chemistry thing, right? Wow. Do you guys see it like that? This is what it really is. It is that perpetuated in another suit, in another form. And after the virus, it'll be another thing, and another thing, and another thing. And that is why we can't let them get away with this, because they've already gotten away with this before. This entity has already gotten away with it before. Getting white people to turn against black people. It's already happened before, and now it's going to be vax people against unvaxxed people. It's already happened before. This has already happened before. My guides are like, do you get it now? It is not about the virus. The virus always was the mind. Oh my goodness. Coronavirus, crown virus, a virus of the mind. They're telling you what they're doing. Cut it out. Cut it out. A virus of the mind. They've implanted the idea that if you are white, you're better than people. They can implant the idea that if you're vaxxed, you're better than people. You deserve to be in regular society, and those who do not get vaxxed do not deserve to be in society. It's like, do I want to be a part of this society? Are you really going to make me destroy this society and create a whole new society? You know what? No, I'm not going to destroy your society. If people genuinely want to live that way, right? But again, those people better not be... See, this is a tricky situation, though, because the people who are saying you can't utilize these things if you don't have it, there are no other institutions in some instances. Like, no one else has... Okay, we can't say they don't have the ability and the authority to make it happen on their own. We just have to make it happen. We have to make our own things. We have to have our own stuff. We cannot get... Their system has to get smaller and smaller. This is a tricky situation. Now you see, this is a tricky situation. Ooh, I like riddles though, but I get it, guys. I like the riddle. Okay, we as a society have to figure out how we can create our own things. Because we just have to stop, you have to stop supporting their system. It's like, in a way, it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, should we fight for the old reality that we had and make it right again? Or is it too gone? Do we have to start over? And I know a lot of people are like, well, what does starting over look like? What if they decide if I can't have you, we're just going to destroy the world? I feel like that is their mentality at this point. They're that desperate. They're like, if you don't let me use you, if you don't let me use your energy, I will destroy this world. When they say apocalypse and they like try and bomb the world, nuclear bomb, that is the elites nuclear bombing the world. Because they are sore losers. They're like, fine, if you won't let me use your energy, but we can't let it be that way. We have to find a way to take away, like to disarm their power. Wow. We have to find a way to disarm their power so that they cannot harm us. Because at this point, I get what they're saying, like with the zombies. They can make people dead and make them, they're turning us on ourselves, turning people against other people so that we never look at who is really doing it. That's what they mean by puppet masters. You're staring at the illusion. You don't even know who's pulling the strings. So that's the thing right there. That's how they keep people submissive. We do not trust each other, so we have to elect people outside of ourselves to make decisions, and then we're like, well, if you don't like it, it's the law. If you don't like it, that's just how things are, right? But it's like, that is why they make it like elected officials. Wow. And they're like, okay, well, if you vote, you get your say. If you don't vote, you don't get your say. But it's like, no, they're in control of who wins or loses anyway. So it wouldn't even matter if you voted. They want you to vote so that you're still participating in the system, making you think that you're having a say, that you are getting to say who does and doesn't get it. Right? And they say, well, this is what the majority wanted, so this is how it has to be. But if it's rigged, but if they're saying who does and does win regardless of what the collective says, right? It's like people should have rights on an individual level, which sounds so crazy, doesn't it? Like everyone has their own constitution, everyone has their own say-so of what isn't allowed, as long as it does not harm the collective, right? It cannot harm anyone. What you choose for yourself, your sovereignty agreement, cannot harm anyone. When it harms somebody, then it becomes a problem. But as long as it doesn't harm anybody, you can do what you want with yourself. You have personal sovereignty. That is the societal problem. We don't trust each other to express ourselves on an individual. That is what society is all about. Society is making everybody the same. Guys. Society is all about conformity. Society is all about making everybody the same. Because we do not trust that people know what is best for themselves. Like if a man wants to go outside in a tutu with fairy wings, right? And a magic wand, you have to be okay with it and trust that he knows what's best for himself. as long as it doesn't harm anybody. Now, I see the problem again, okay? Because one would say, well, it does harm somebody, because if my son sees that man walking around outside, he's going to think it's okay to look like that. On a personal level, if that tickles your son's fancy, he knows what's best for him. That's the problem. We don't trust that people know what's best for them. And again, okay, so many downloads. Now I'm talking about the LGBTQ community, the gay community, right? We're afraid that people being themselves, but then again, I get it, because they have created a gay agenda. So this is the problem. We don't trust when a person truly is gay and comes out as gay. We're like, you're not really gay. You're only gay because of the agenda they've rolled out. But then again, there are people who are naturally gay and they're not a part of the agenda, and they probably hate what the agenda looks like. Wow, I feel like I'm having deja vu. Have we been here before? Okay, pause for the cause, because there's so many codes. This is about race. This is about biological chemistry, okay, like viruses, non-viruses. This is about sexuality preference. This is about everything. People are mad at gay people because we do not trust that they cannot decide for themselves if they're going to be gay or not. And then again, okay, another light bulb. This turns me on to the next wave of humans. How there are going to be gay people and the next wave of humans. There are going to be transgender people. There are going to be naturally hermaphrodite people who are naturally born that way, and that's who they are and how they are, and we shouldn't tell them that they need to fix themselves. And if they want to fix themselves, we should not tell them that they should not. Okay? We should not tell somebody they cannot chop off their boobs and stick a dingling on themselves, and we should not tell somebody they should not. Did that make sense? We should not tell somebody you're identifying with the wrong gender. Okay? If they can identify, like, if that's how they feel, maybe that's how they feel, and maybe they're here to feel that way. If it is natural and organic to them. If the system is making them feel that way, then that is not natural and organic to them. Okay? The problem is, the system is making us act in ways that we would not typically act. This is getting really long. More downloads about this to come. But this started out about COVID and the pandemic, and how the underlying true problem is that we do not trust each other, and we do not trust ourselves. We do not trust that we know what's best for ourselves. So we elect a government and government officials to tell us what's best for ourselves, and we do not trust each other. Therefore, we try to tell each other what to do, or elect a system or create a system to make people conform and all behave in the way that they want everyone to behave, or the system wants everyone to behave. Okay, I love you guys. That's the end of this video. Goodbye.